Juventus agree a Sarri deal. Madrid fans are acting like children. There's a record-breaking signing in the Premier League. Australia stages a stunning fight back, and we've got a roundup of all the day's transfer rumours. That and more coming up in the next few minutes as I'm your host, Matt Froelich. You are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. So first off, and to Maurizio Sarri, who in my opinion, rather unbelievably, is going to be the next Juventus manager. After Max Allegri agreed to leave in the summer, they've been looking for a new manager, and it seems they've settled on the Italian. Now they will have to pay around £5 million in compensation to bring him in, but I'm not quite sure that Chelsea actually wanted to hold on to him. He had, let's say, an up and down season. There were times where he was booed for his style of football, where he had a massive spat with Kepa on the pitch in the League Cup final, but at the end of the day, he did lead them to third to 2 cup finals, and they won the Europa League. So I'm not so sure why Chelsea fans are so desperate to get rid of him. Maybe they just wanted to bring in Frank Lampard instead. As for the new Chelsea manager, it's yet to be seen who will be taking over, but for Sarri, he'll be moving to Juventus just 1 year after leaving Napoli, their biggest rivals for the Serie A title. He has spoken about how the lure of moving back to his homeland is too big to turn down, and that he hopes his relationship with the Napoli fans won't suffer. I'm sorry mate, but it's definitely going to affect it. There is no way you can go from Napoli to Chelsea and then 1 year later turn up at Napoli's biggest rivals in Juventus. We'll see what happens in the next few seasons, but I can't imagine he'd be the most popular bloke in Naples at the moment. As to whether or not he'll be a success, well, I can't see his brand of football being too exciting, but if he manages to win Juventus titles and the Champions League, he'll obviously go down as a hero. It'll be interesting to see how he deals with Ronaldo when he couldn't even deal with 23-year-old Kepa. But next up, and to Eden Hazard. He has moved to Real Madrid, and yesterday he had his first official day at the club in front of 50,000 adoring fans packed into the Bernabeu. Now, I did mention earlier on that they were acting a little bit like children, and it's because of the ridiculous chants on the stand saying, "We want Mbappe." Like, this is Hazard's moment. This is his time to shine. He admitted he's not the next Galactico, but he'll try and be. And all the Madrid fans can do is sit there like spoilt children demanding the next big money signing. Honestly, I think it was really, really embarrassing. It's not a representation of every fan of Real Madrid, of course, and there are millions and millions all over the world. But for those packed inside the stadium throwing their toys out the pram that this wasn't the guy that they actually wanted, well, this seems a bit ridiculous. In Eden Hazard, they've got an unbelievable player, someone they've been looking at for quite a few years now, so maybe just be content with having him for the moment. The former Chelsea player did state that he wanted the number 10 shirt, but Luka Modric wouldn't give it to him, and he's also happy that Sergio Ramos will continue on penalty duty. He does look like he's in the happiest place in his career, and to be honest, best of luck to him. And next up, to a rather odd bit of transfer news. I say odd because it's a team we very rarely talk about on the channel, and it's Aston Villa. The newly promoted side with John Terry amongst their coaching staff have made a record-breaking signing of Club Brugge striker Wesley, who comes from Brazil. Last year, he scored 17 goals in all competitions, including 2 against Monaco in the Champions League, and he becomes the club's record signing and their 3rd of this summer, having already signed a few players in what they hope will be a successful season, avoiding the drop straight back to the Championship. Whether or not star midfielder Jack Grealish will leave is yet to be seen, but if he does, he'll bring in a hell of a load of money, which, to be honest, will make the £22 million deal to bring Wesley in not looking so bad. And next up, to the Women's World Cup, where Australia pulled off a ridiculous comeback. It's the kind of comeback we've been used to seeing in the Champions League this season. Trailing 2-0 to Brazil, who had Marta back in the squad and back on the score sheet, they managed to turn it around and win 3-2, giving the Brazilians their first ever World Cup defeat in the group stage since 1995. This also, as I mentioned, was on the eve of Marta's return to the squad after injury, in which she scored and became the joint record goal scorer in men and women's game at FIFA World Cup finals. She now has 16 to draw level with Miroslav Klose and overtake fellow Brazilian compatriot Ronaldo, who was on 15. This means that Australia and Brazil now have 3 points each and are looking to progress to the next round of the competition, which is currently being held in France. And lastly but not least, we come to a roundup of the day's transfer news. Of course, because the rumour mill is absolutely spinning wild. First off, Ernesto Valverde has said that Ivan Rakitic can leave the club if they get a suitable offer for him. Lazio are willing to offer Romelu Lukaku's brother Jordan Lukaku to Newcastle in a swap deal for their captain Jamal Lascelles. Spurs are willing to break their transfer record twice this summer with the signing of Lyon's Tanguy Ndombele and Betis' Giovanni Lo Celso. And lastly but not least, Laurent Koscielny is of interest to Dortmund. The 33-year-old had a pretty good season after coming back from that Achilles injury. So what do you think think of Maurizio Sarri at Juventus? Will he be a success? And do you think the Real Madrid fans are just getting a little bit greedy now, having already spent around 300 million this transfer window? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below, as well as your thoughts on the rest of today's daily news and any other rumours that you may have heard. Of course, once you're down there, you can also smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on Onefootball. But until next time, have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys later.